Good morning. I found out last night that I am 3 times #1 Sunday Times best-selling author. The love on Soho Express has been so incredible this week. I did celebrate last night with a bottle of white wine and a Chinese takeaway, so I am going to be focusing on nourishing my body and giving it all the good things that it needs. I love that kind of beautiful art of balance. I like people to remember that health isn't determined by kind of constantly being perfect, but the little things that you do around the things that you do that are a little bit more fun that is so important. So Good is actually the fastest selling non-fiction this year for opening week, which is amazing. I've just taken my morning supplements. Of course, lovely things that I want to do today. I've got a job that I need to film for Cult Beauty. I need to do a little get ready with me using some of my favorite products. You guys actually ask me about my skin and makeup routine all the time, so maybe you would actually find that quite interesting. But I'm gonna hydrate, I'm gonna have a cup of tea. Also, I just wanted to show you my amazing flowers that I got to congratulate book launch. Aren't they so beautiful? What tea shall we do today, guys? It's hard not to every single time. I just love this stuff. I realised, by the way, that you shouldn't keep your shortbread tea near your peppermint tea because it makes your tea bags taste like peppermint. Found that out the hard way, so now I have to sniff them and make sure they don't smell too pepperminty. Because the Cult Beauty thing I have to get ready for, it's showing my get ready, I'm like, I may film it now, but Erin's still asleep. And I have to bring in like my big professional lighting setup that's like so obnoxious. Stick with this. So this is the finished look using all of my favorite products from Cult Beauty. I'll actually just do a little rundown for you guys because you always ask, and if you want to skip, I put time stamps down below where you can just watch me eating, but if you are interested in what I put on my skin and my makeup. So Perricone MD Vitamin C Cleanser in the morning. Nothing wakes my skin up like this, I absolutely love it. But I also love the Dermatologica Daily Micro Exfoliant at the moment, adore. And then serum and skin wise, I've actually fallen back in love with the WIEIAD 8 Hyaluronic Acid type global serum. It is quite expensive, but I've really noticed a difference in my skin when I use this. I really like to use this in summertime because it's quite fresh and quite light, and it's basically like the best drink of water, but it also contains niacinamide, so it helps with pigmentation and tone and texture. Perricone MD Vitamin C Ester Moisturiser, I absolutely love. And then I used a new eye cream today. Just a Perricone, you can tell I love Perricone, which is a no makeup instant blur priming eye cream. And I have to say, I think my under eyes went on really nicely today. Then makeup base, VIEVE Skin Nova. It is so delicious. It's one of my favourite primers. Then the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation in shade 6. I love these Kosas colour correcting concealers. I feel like they're very light and very serum-like. So if I'm kind of getting ready for the day, I really like to wear these for the daytime. I feel like they don't go too heavy and don't go too cakey. And then if I am wanting a bit more of a full coverage one, then again, Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer. Then bronzer, I used Westman Atelier Contour Stick, and then the Charlotte Tilbury, which I dropped whilst I was filming. Ugh. And now I feel like I've broken the clasp a tiny bit. But this is the Airbrush bronzer, which I love the finish of this. I just think it makes your skin look so perfect. Palette, I've always loved this ever since I was a teenager. This is the Golden Goddess eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury, which I just think is a winner. And then Patrick Tar, I love all of their blushes. This is Not Too Much, that palette, which just gives you those beautiful, fresh, flushed glow. What else do we have in there? Oh, this guy, which I just think is the greatest of all time for brows. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade with the special wand that you do. I have not used this dip brow pomade for years, and I used it for the first time again today, and I was like, why have I not been using this? My favourite daytime setting powder is a WIEIAD Hyaluronic Acid powder. This is basically, I think it's nearly like 100% hyaluronic acid, but just set in powder form. I met Terry, who is obviously the owner of the brand, and she's this fabulous French woman, and she was talking about the science behind it. So her husband is actually a biochemist or chemist, one of those, and they said that it's so incredibly hard to be able to get hyaluronic acid into powder form, but this never goes cakey. That's what I love about it. It doesn't go all kind of like dry and coagulated. In fact, I just feel like it just gets better and better the longer I wear my makeup. Use this for years. My lip combination is, these are my favourite lip liners at the moment. These are the Makeup Forever ones. This is in Wherever Walnut, and then I've done Pillow Talk Gloss from Charlotte Tilbury. Don't actually know which one this is called. It looks like that in that bottle, which I just think is a really kind of like glowy, summer, lovely lip. So that's done, which is great, which means I can now go and edit that because I have to get that up for when I do the event with Paddle Social. So let's go get some breakfast. So this morning, I'm not actually that starving. As I said, I had quite a late dinner last night. So I'm just gonna make something nice and savoury, keep everything super balanced. But something that I've been really, really enjoying at the moment is a cottage cheese bowl. So it's basically kind of like a savoury yogurt bowl, but you use cottage cheese as the base, and you put all your nice little toppings and you scoop it up with a piece of bread. And it's just a lovely way to eat breakfast, and you get all of that diversity. I get my hit of fibre, I get my hit of protein. It's going to leave me really full and satisfied all the way up until lunch. I've got some hot honey smoked salmon. I've got some sprouts. I'm just going to grab some extra tomatoes, cucumbers. I'm debating if I want to do an egg with this, just because it's going to take a little bit longer. But to be honest, by the time I actually throw this all together, the egg will be done. So I'm going to do the egg as well. Funny, because I actually feel like these videos keep me accountable to like make the extra effort, because I still want it to look nice. So I guess my tip is, if you're someone who can't be bothered to cook a lot of the time, just imagine that you have to film it. So for the perfect egg, bring a pan of water up to a rolling boil, which basically just means that you've got that consistent stream of bubbles. Once it's bubbling, you take your room temp egg, and I'm gonna boil these for about 6 minutes, and then I'm gonna run them under cold water, peel them, and then by that time, I should have already assembled my nice little cottage cheese bowl, so we'll be ready to go. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes. I've got some tomatoes, I've got a cucumber, I've got a pretty handful of radishes. And all I'm gonna do is put probably, how big is this? Probably put about 100 grams of cottage cheese in the base, which is probably about 11 grams of protein. And then I will add my extra smoked salmon. That'll probably give me an extra 10, extra egg, 6. So I'm hitting about 28 grams of protein, because I've also got some protein from my sprouts. So a really nice little bowl that's just really easy to assemble. And if you are someone who is a savoury kind of person for breakfast, but you like the idea of having something that's maybe a little bit fresher, a little bit more summery, then you'll love this. In the OXO bags. Hey Siri, stop the timer. And then just run them under cold water. And what the cold water does, normally you should ice them, but the shock of the cold will help the membrane peel away from the shells. So if you ever struggle with peeling your eggs, then literally under cold water for about a minute can really, really help peel them. Whoa, chili flakes. Ta-da! So that is my savoury cottage cheese bowl that I'm probably going to put some jalapeno Tabasco on. With a nice bit of sourdough. Then I've got all my diversity. So I've got tomatoes, radishes, sprouts. This is just actually Gail's white San Francisco, so I'm letting the team down from the fibre front there. Just an extra little pinch of sal over my eggs and tomatoes. And shock. Tabasco. It literally is an addiction. I feel like there are a lot worse things to be addicted to though than jalapeno Tabasco. No seeds in your bread, no problem. That same seed mix, if you guys watched my What I Eat in a Day the other week, can add a little. Having one of these, such an easy way. Like, you don't have to have the seediest high fibre bread in the world to be able to still get high fibre breakfast. This is such a good formula. It literally took me. Hey Siri, what's the time?
It's 8:23.
Took me 10 minutes to do this. A lot of people actually ask me, like, what's the deal with cottage cheese? Why is it so good? It's so good for this versatility reason. But if you're thinking about mixing up, getting in that diversity, cottage cheese I can have in this bowl form. I can make it into pancakes. I can top it onto my toast. You can actually mix it with your avocado to make like a really nice high protein avocado toast mix. You can add it into your oats. You can use it as a sweet yogurt bowl. You can freeze it. You can use it in dressings. I mean, it's just versatile. So it's having a pot for something that you can literally go, whoop, and you're instantly getting in those nutritional benefits. You're getting in those hits of protein. And that is why I will always continue to harp on about the benefits of cottage cheese. Should have put this in my express book. Right, wolf this down. Well, not wolf this down, that's not very good nutritional advice, but eat this slowly and enjoy the digestive benefits. I will see you guys for lunch. I decided, because I just woke up and worked instantly this morning, that I'm gonna go out and get my steps now. So I'm walking to a place to edit and work. It's a little bit further away. It's probably about 40 minutes each way. So by the time I go there, do my work, come back, should have clocked over 10,000 steps. So it's all just about planning it in a way that works for me, works for my schedule, my work, everything that I've got going on. But it means I can still stay nice and healthy and nice and balanced. Oh, I've just come home to a little package, but I have no idea what it is. So I thought we'd open it together. I feel like every single YouTube What I Know game is featuring filler card moment. Yes. My favourite champagne in the whole wide world. Magnum. Right, so today's lunch is going to be inspired by a recipe that's actually from So Good Express that I cannot stop eating. I absolutely love it. If you want something that's like really quick, kind of like stir fry coded, but Mediterranean flavors. This is a melted feta, butter bean, basil, hot smoked salmon protein bowl. Kind of looks like this. But I'm going to be using whatever I have in my fridge. So I already have a jar of bold bean co chickpeas that is open. I've got some pre-cooked chicken. It's going to make this so easy. Then I'm going to do a little medley of vegetables. So I've got some fennel, some asparagus, some courgette. All of these are really nice and quick cook. Got some basil in the cupboard, feta, lemon zest, a little bit of garlic and chilli, and that is it. We're just nicking off the ends of that asparagus and then cutting it into kind of nice little pieces. And then that little nub of fennel, I'm just going to thinly mandolin. I love the flavour of fennel, but if you're someone who finds it a little bit strong, actually just sauteing it really just kind of knocks down the intensity. Finally, I actually like to peel the courgette into little ribbons. So they kind of cook down and go, I mean, I'm not going to say like pasta because peeled courgette is not pasta. I'm quite passionate about that. But it does add a nice little texture. We're going to do about half of that. Perfect. So I got my courgette ribbons, got my fennel, got my asparagus, and then I'm just going to saute this down. I love using the bold bean co queen chickpeas because they feel like gnocchi, but they're just a really great instant protein source and also carb source. So I'm just going to spoon some of those into the pan with their liquid as well, just to make it a little bit more saucy. So fun fact, when you buy beans in glass jars, eating the stock or the liquid that they're in is much less likely to trigger bloating compared to the ones that are cooked in tins. So the ones that are cooked in tins are pressure cooked, so they're pressure cooked really fast and hard. So all of the compounds which can upset people's guts are in higher concentrations in the tinned ones, whereas if you get the glass jars, they're much more easy to digest. So if you are someone who is scared of beans, trying to get the ones that are in the glass jars are probably a better option for you. And I just love these. They are so delicious, they're so instant. I don't have to cook any carbs. I don't have to cook a pasta, I don't have to cook a potato. I just chuck these in and I've got carb and protein with legumes, and we should all be eating more legumes. That's one thing that we should all be doing. And this is just such a great throw it all in lunch. Kind of feels, as I said, stir fry-esque. Shredded my chicken, just go straight in. Probably got about 100 grams of chicken there. I'm just gonna pick in some fresh basil and then an extra little flavor enhancer with some green olives. Kind of tear up with my fingers and add in for a little salty pop. I love adding in things like olives, capers, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh basil, all of these things. You're still getting in plants, they're still kind of whole natural foods, but you're getting in so much intensity of flavor. So it's gonna make the difference from this tasting good to tasting great. Grate in a little bit of lemon zest, then just crumble in some feta. And then the feta, when you toss it through, just melts into this mix to create almost like a sauce. Yeah, I do think it looks better when you use a nice hot smoked salmon fillet, not gonna lie. But we judge on taste, not aesthetics. So just load that into my bowl. But it ticks all the boxes. I've got protein, I've got fiber, shock, she's talking about protein and fiber again. I've got a lovely mix of veg in here. If in doubt, add some sprouts. I'm sprinkling the sprouts over the top with some dusting of chili flakes. So that's kind of the original. And then this is my chickpeas. We've got fennel, we've got courgette, we've got asparagus, we've got shredded chicken, we've got lemon zest, feta, loads of basil, a little bit of olive oil, some chili flakes to finish. Perfectly balanced and perfectly gorgeous. There we are, a very healthy lunch. Got all the things in that I need and it's gonna make me feel amazing. And I think that's the thing, it's like, people are, oh, you eat a Chinese takeaway, like why do you eat a Chinese takeaway? Like, do you not feel terrible? I'm like, no, because I wake up the next day and I know that I can prioritize my nutrition and give my body every single thing that it needs to feel amazing. And I think this whole idea that health has to be perfect and perfect all the time, you constantly have to eat the best things for you, that's just not me. I love a bit of balance. I genuinely love eating food like this. The lemon zest is chef's kiss in this. And just sauteing down that asparagus means that it's perfectly al dente. And that little pop of chili. That's a good lunch. Guys, the weather is mad today. It's literally, I opened the door, it's got delivery. There was hail on the floor, so it looked like it'd been snowing. It's been tipping it down and then the sun comes out. But it's been doing this for literally like the last 3 hours. So I haven't even gone out on my post-lunch walk. So because of the weather and because of the fact that I've just had loads of admin work, I've just sat on my laptop. I'm gonna go to the gym a little bit earlier before my yoga class. And I'm gonna go and get my steps in. So I'm gonna go and do an incline walk for about an hour. Fun. But I can read a book, maybe doom scroll on TikTok for a little bit, just a little bit. So I just grabbed an extra couple of things. I'm really tired tonight. And in all honesty, I don't really want to cook. But I know that when I get started, it's only going to take me half an hour. I'm going to do my chicken chili con carne. So it's like throw one pot. It's going to make about 4 portions as well. So it's great for prepping and batch cooking. It's got loads of different veggies in. I feel like I need something that's like a hug and a bowl. So we're loading this with different veg. So we've got chestnut mushrooms. We've got trio of pepper plus half a yellow one that needs eating, it's a bit ropey. Some celery, some carrot, red onion. Remember that courgette from earlier? Well, she's also going in. Got these big pre-roasted chicken breast fillets from Marks and Spencer's. I don't just eat pre-roasted chicken, but today is just predominantly pre-roasted chicken. It's that kind of thing. It's I come home, I don't necessarily really love the idea of cooking for ages, but I still love the idea of giving my body something that's going to make me feel really good. And also I'm going to enjoy tomorrow as well. I'm actually going to throw in that leftover jar of chickpeas that I have from earlier as well. So we've got another plant sauce. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll count the peppers as 2. 8. And then tomatoes, 9. Then garlic, 10. That's 10 types of plants, not even including the herbs and spices. So when we're talking about healthy diversity in your diet, this is what I mean. And the other cool thing is that all of this veg is going to give so much volume and bulk to the meal. So it's going to be big portions, lovely and filling. I'm going to feel super satisfied. I'm not going to feel myself chopping all this veg, but the next time you see me, this will miraculously have transformed into a pile ready to cook. Lovely, so that is all the prep done. I've shredded my chicken. I've got that lovely mix of all these different types of vegetables. I've got a really nice mix of colours here. So I've got green, red, orange. I love to eat the rainbow because it tells you the types of nutrients that are in there. So red foods, so particularly things like red pepper, is a source of something called lycopene. And lycopene is a really amazing antioxidant that actually is very protective of your skin. So it will sit within the layers of your skin and help protect against UV-initiated stress. So eating tomatoes, peppers is just fantastic for your skin health. And also a red pepper contains more vitamin C than an orange. So I always say the most important thing when it comes to cooking with loads of veg and flavour is that you cook the vegetables down. They've got to release all of their water. If you just do a quick little saute here and then just go in with everything else, you're not creating that flavour base. And that's why if you try and load in loads of vegetables, things can just taste a little bit bland and watery. So cook this down, get all of the water out. Add a pinch of salt now at this phase. The salt will actually help pull the water out of the vegetables. And then once that water comes out and it's all evaporated, just start to condense all of those flavours. And the vegetables taste delicious. They actually add so much. My number one tip, be patient cooking out your veg. I actually always collect loads of different random seasoning ones, and I love this one. This is a Louisiana Cajun. The reason why I like these spice blends is because you have coriander, paprika, mustard powder, chili flakes, dried onion, cumin, garlic, oregano. So you get so much in literally one, and it's done. In with the mushrooms. Mushrooms actually always release so much water, so make sure you cook those down well as well. I'm just going to add some tomato puree. You can see how all of those vegetables have cooked right down, and then on the base of the pan, you start to get this little bit of colour, squirt of tomato puree. And that is what you want with your vegetables. Cooked down, all of that amazing flavour that's catching on the bottom of the pan. In with the muti. Then I refill that up with water and add. Leftover jar of chickpeas also goes straight in with all that chickpea stock as well. So this meal is going to come together pretty quickly now. Because I don't have any mince that I need to simmer for a long while, the chicken literally I just add at the end just to warm through. I'm just going to add a little bit of chicken stock pot. Now another hack for my chili that I always use is I get these little flavour pots from Marks and Spencer's. This is the rich and smoky one. I don't like to add the whole thing, so I'll literally just take a spoonful of it. It just gives such an amazing kind of rich depth of flavour that I always really, really like in a chili. Tiny little half a teaspoon of some dark cocoa powder. You can use dark chocolate. I've eaten all my dark chocolate. Basically, treat cocoa powder like a spice. Just going to let that kind of blip away for a little bit. I can't be bothered to cook rice, so I just got a pack of rice. I'm just going to quickly warm that up. Get all of the accoutrements and toppings ready, and that is dinner done. So nourishing, delicious. Our nice fluffy rice, which I actually take out of the pack and heat on the hob. And then big, loaded chicken chili. My wonderful husband has just made the world famous love tonic.
Cheers.
Oh, so good. But we're ready to serve. Hey Siri, what's the time?
It's 1944.
Okay, so that's taken about half an hour. So not too bad. So we've got that lovely rice, all my little accoutrements, chili, yum, rice. Good. Spoonful of that chili. Every chili needs a grating of cheddar. No dollop of cottage cheese, coriander, and then also a scattering of jalapenos. Side lime. Gorgeous. 2 portions of chicken chili with all the veg, all the goodness. Got so many different types of plants in there. We are going to be having it with some chips to scoop up and dip it in, but we've topped it with cheddar, cottage cheese, jalapenos, loads of fresh coriander. But what a dinner. Doesn't that look good, guys? I love a chili. The great thing is as well, is I've got loads of leftovers in there, which I will box up into my black and blum containers always. Quick little taste test for you guys. Nourishing, fresh, delicious. It's so good.
I've done mine.
I feel like adulting is when you can have a TV dinner out of free choice. And it's actually fantastic. Little sweet treat. This is yogurt with frozen raspberries and passion fruit. I'm just going to add an extra dollop of nut butter. And then nut butter of choice. This is M&S Brain Food Superseded. God, she is so healthy today.